At last, this movie has given me the opportunity to use this clip unironically.
There are only 4 rules you need to remember. Make the plan, execute the plan, expect the plan to go off the rails, throw away the plan.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Will, and welcome back to another quick review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. It stars Chris Pine, Sophia Lillis, Reggie Jean Page, Michelle Rodriguez, Justice Smith, Daisy Head, and Hugh Grant. This is, of course, based on the incredibly popular Dungeons & Dragons franchise and brings that sort of classic role-playing game to life on the big screen. Not for the first time. There was one before this. I guess we don't really talk about the one before this, but anyway, this is an action-adventure movie with a group of thieves who unwittingly assisted an evil wizard in potentially releasing a great evil upon the land, and it is up to them to kind of right their wrong in the most slapstick sort of comedy kind of way that a bunch of random people who have to try to save the world would act. If this is your first time checking out one of my reviews, hi, thank you for checking this out. I do geeky stuff on the internet. I do reviews, reactions, some discussions, some gaming, some drinking, whole slew of different types of things on this channel. I like to have fun. I hope you do have fun as well watching this video. And if you like hearing it from a geeky bear like myself, subscribe to the channel. It would really help me out. I would really appreciate it. Let's talk about this pretty damn awesome movie. So, Honor Among Thieves. We've got a multi-cast of characters, all classic character archetypes from the Dungeons & Dragons franchise. We have your humans, we have your half-elves, we have your barbarians, we have your tieflings, we have druids, we have rogues, a whole shebang-a-bang, weird bald wizards who are trying to destroy the world or take over the world, whichever one works. This movie was a hell of a lot of fun. It was really cool. Even if you're not a big fan of Dungeons & Dragons, I myself have not officially played Dungeons & Dragons yet. I am actually going to be playing it pretty soon for the first time, so I'm really excited. But I have played other tabletop role-playing games in the past in college, and it is something that I feel like this movie actually encapsulates the sort of randomness that can come from a role-playing group when you're actually coming up with ideas, just collabing with each other with the different characters that are involved in the party. And sometimes things work, sometimes things don't. And it's usually all left up to the roll of a die. This movie really sort of gave that sort of chaotic nature to it and really just was a lot of fun. It's a really fun movie. It's got a really straightforward story. A group of people are framed for something that they unwittingly took part in, and now they're trying to resolve that by rectifying relationships. In the case of Chris Pine's character, Edgin, and his daughter, and also with some of the other characters who have been scattered across the winds, and they have to sort of reassemble a new team in order to stop this evil red wizard who was trying to take over the world. So it's really sort of a straightforward adventure story. There is some sort of like little twists here and there throughout the movie, but it's nothing that was really like groundbreaking in terms of like a story progression. What's really cool about this movie is all the character interactions that happen and how well all the characters mesh together on the team. You have Chris Pine, who plays a bard, Michelle Rodriguez, who plays a barbarian, Sophia Lillis, who plays Doric. She is a druid tiefling, so she has the ability to like wild shape and turn into different animals and other things like that. You have Justice Smith, who is a sorcerer, who also employs a lot of wild magic, which is just random magical spells that happen. And I love how the movie kind of shows off all the powers and the abilities and the spells, and it's really well done. Even like the creature designs are really neat and interesting to see. There's a ton of Easter eggs for longtime fans of Dungeons and Dragons and of like classic Dungeons and Dragons, like the old animated series that came out, because there's like little cameos here and there. I feel like there was also a Critical Role, not a cameo, but a reference, but maybe it's just me, in terms of my enjoyment of watching Critical Role and seeing some little things here and there within the movie. You can tell the directors, John Francis Daly and Jonathan Goldstein are super big fans of Dungeons and Dragons, and you can feel it in the movie. Like, the movie has a level of respect for the source material, but also allows for improvisation and the way that the characters are talking to each other. I'm sure a lot of this was all in the script, but you can feel that if anyone was to say that, like, some of the dialogue was improv or how things were situational, you wouldn't necessarily not believe them when they say this. I know one thing that I heard about the pre-production of the movie was that the entire cast actually got together and played a session of D&D with their characters to try to get the feel of their characters and really kind of mesh together as a group. And it just made it seemed like it translated really well on camera as well. Like, I enjoyed all of the characters. I think my favorite is Reggie Jean Page's character, Zank. He is like a paladin, and he is like this super straight man. Not straight as in sexually, but maybe. I don't know. He's probably bi. He takes everything literally, like no sense of humor, and he's super deadpan. There are moments with his interactions with Chris Pine's character and also Justice Smith's character of Simon, where it is hilarious how they're playing off of each other, but really it's more so the two more comedic people are bouncing off of the straight man. And it's a really entertaining. I laughed out loud a few times during their scenes. All the characters are fully fleshed out characters. They all have their own different motivations. Of course, Chris Pine's motivation in the movie is to reunite with his daughter. You have a character like Simon, played by Justice Smith, who is, I'm not trying to project, but really personality-wise felt a lot like myself. Very insecure, very unconfident in his abilities, and juxtaposed with Sophia Lilland's Doric, who's very strong-willed individual who definitely has a distrust for humans. So it's interesting how all of these different characters like blend together super well in this party. Hugh Grant, who plays kind of the villain-ish of the movie, he is a rogue and a con man. But yeah, you can't trust a con man. And I think his portrayal was really well done. And it's interesting to see if this movie gets like a sequel, like what else could they do with these characters if they return, or if you get new characters. If it's a one and done, it's a one and done, but I think it's a fantastic one and done. And one of the best things about this movie too, and especially with movies that draw heavily from a source material, it doesn't feel like you have to have had experience playing any tabletop RPG or any sort of role-playing game or even Dungeons and Dragons as a whole. Like, I didn't know all of the different types of creatures. I knew some of them. I knew what certain spells look like. But even if I didn't have that knowledge, it's just a fun f***ing ride of a movie. It's really great humor, heart, action, all blended in together. There's just loads of scenes that felt so organic, and how like real people would act even in this sort of mystical world. It just felt super enjoyable and well done to watch. And I just had a blast watching the movie. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing it again and eventually owning it myself. It was just that much fun. I thought it was great. And again, if you've never played Dungeons and Dragons, I mean, it's a good movie to kind of get a feel of what that improvisation could look like, depending on the group of people that you play with. But I think the movie was super well done, and I'm just very happy that this movie exists. So I highly recommend checking out this movie in theaters as best as you can. It's worth the watch. It is super well done and a lot of fun. That is going to do it for this quick review of Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, thank you so much for checking out this and all my videos. I really do appreciate it. Again, if you're new to this channel and you happen to enjoy this video and you happen to enjoy my thoughts on it, please subscribe to the channel. It would really help me out and I would greatly appreciate it. You can follow me on a lot of different social media platforms listed at the end of this video. I do have a ton of videos on this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And as always, until next time, may the odds ever be in your favor. Make sure you roll that nat 20, and I will catch you later. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you did like this video, why not give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends? You can subscribe to the channel by clicking on my gorgeous little face right over there. You can follow me on all the various social media platforms right below. And last but certainly not least, if you've got a few extra minutes, why not check out one of the lovely videos floating right over here. Later.